Okay, sir. Are you excited?
Oh, yes. I think for the first time I am sitting with you or with anybody for a interview like this.
So, something to show the audience about how far you have come today. You started off with a decent donation of 13 lakhs, but today it's at least 100 times what you started off with. So, when you came into Helping Hands, where were you coming from? With what background were you coming from? And what did you expect to do?
Good question. Probably I might take your entire time if I have to answer this in detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it carries my background, the family background, the educational background. I think I've gone through very tough time when I was a student, and I had a feeling that there is nobody, not only for me, there is nobody for anybody to help and guide and mentor. Today, what Helping Hand is doing, for example. No. So one of the first thing that struck to my mind was I should take the fellow members of my society, community, neighborhood to the highest possible education. And I cannot do that unless I educate myself. That was the reason that since day one, I tried my best to be the best student. I was my intermediate college topper. I was my degree college topper. After my BSc, I did my MSc from Aligarh. Gone through very tough times. Then I did my PhD from Bhavnagar, Gujarat. Immediately after my PhD, without any gap, I had the opportunity to work at the University of Geneva, Switzerland. While I was there, I got married, and at that time, my would-be wife was studying in US, doing PhD in computer science. So I also moved to US. So I worked at the University of Massachusetts for about 3.5 years. Then after coming back to India, I worked for a couple of institutions here. Destiny took me back to UAE. There was a need to start a university from the scratch.
Okay.
So somehow, through some network, they catch hold of me, and I was the first person to be appointed to
President.
establish a university. And I did there. There are two universities in which I had a major role. One is the medical university for which I worked as a dean. It's called Ras Al Khaimah Medical Science University. Even today, it's one of the prominent universities of UAE. The second one, where I actually resigned as vice chancellor, it was called as American University of Ras Al Khaimah. In short, we used to call it as AURAC.
Yeah.
So there I worked, and maybe I was 50, 51. I decided that now it is time for me. We have done enough for others. It is time for me to go back home to do something
India.
for my society, for my community. So, with a very clear idea, I returned back to India, and you might have gone through my report near pillar number 176, which is going to towards airport. There is a ghetto where I found it could be the right platform to start. The area is called as Khaimnagar. Uh, it used to be a barren land. Now it has changed a lot. But when we went there, it was all kacha houses. You can imagine 80 square yards. Maybe our room size is more than 80 square yards. So that is the locality from where we put our first foot forward and started the activity.
So I read in your report that 6 students have received an admission into MBBS program, and 18 have gotten into engineering this year.
Correct.
Yes. So to most people in the audience, including myself, these don't seem like big numbers. You- So what I'm trying to understand here is what were the challenges that currently you face in trying to get them to pass Is it something in the society that's stopping you, or is it your funds, or what is it exactly?
Let me answer your question in two parts. When you said it's not a big number, yes, I agree that for an NGO it is not a big number. But for me, it was a very big number because I produced the first engineer after working for 7 years.
Okay.
I produced the first medical doctor after working for 12 years. First.
Okay.
So after that, if I got 6 students admitted into MBBS program, uh, 6 is much bigger than 1. So I think it is big. If you look at, uh, I said 7 years, that means this is our 13th year. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. So after 6 years, if we are able to get 18 students
Into
for
engineering.
me into engineering, it's a big number as compared to 1 6 years back. Actually, the first student itself, when I declared her admission or the graduation in my annual meeting, I took it as a pride for me to present that student in front of the entire audience because the story was totally different. It was my first year that I entered into that area called as Nagar of pillar number 176. This particular girl, from her face value, I felt that as if she's something different. I said, what do you want from me? She didn't speak to me at the time. Her mother said, I want you to admit her into some medical program.
Okay.
At that time, somebody offered us if we are able to get some good girls into nursing program, they can support us. That was the announcement.
Yeah.
So that mother came to me saying that you have announced that you need good girls to enter into nursing program. I am offering this girl. Okay, I asked that girl, what have you studied? She said, MPC, math, physics, chemistry.
Okay.
Then why are you going for medical
Biology.
program or the nursing program?
Yeah.
No answer. Okay, tell me, what was the reason for you to study MPC? She said, I want to go for engineering.
Okay.
Then why you are not going for engineering? I did not write my MSET. Why you did not write my MSET? Because the college did not give me my original certificate. I was due to pay 5,000 rupees to the college.
For the certificate.
That means for the sake of 5,000 rupees, she lost her ambition, she lost her goal, she lost the admission, and the date was over.
Okay.
When I met her, it was just exactly the second day when the result was announced. So now, nothing can be done for that girl, officially speaking. So I took my personal interest since my wife has been working, in fact, she was working for Spine Ministry at the time and she had a very long standing. So with her support, the Vice Chancellor of Spine Ministry helped me to get this girl admitted into an engineering college without donation. Without donation.
Okay.
And I was just responsible to pay her annual fee, which I did. And that girl passed with distinction.
Okay.
And her first job was that she got an opportunity to work in ICICI Bank. Then she immediately moved to Dubai and she got a chance to work for the Dubai immigration.
Okay.
So if you look at from that background,
right.
I said in my annual meeting, my job is done. If I am able to produce a girl from a ghetto which was established 30 years back, that means in the last 30 years, there was not a single student who came out with engineering or rather than any graduation degree from that. So if I brought a girl who has completed her engineering with computer science with distinction, I said my job is done.
About the micro businesses, right? I noticed a huge spike, nearly 250% increase in how much you're spending or like lending for micro businesses. How does that actually help your goal as an NGO when you're trying to make businesses grow?
Well, as I told you, it is not the objective of helping, and in fact, we cannot do business. We are not in business.
Okay.
We are just extending financial support.
Hmm.
Looking at our graph, and this is not being done out of general funds of helping hands. This has to be donor matched. So yeah, my interest is I'm able to establish a family economically.
Okay.
Probably the donor is also seeing the same thing. That is the objective, that to what extent you are able to establish a family. Means if sincerely, seriously somebody is established, whether it is a 50,000 business or 5 lakh business, if he is able to take care of his daily expenses, my job is done.
Right.
In fact, not only 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. I think 2023 or 24, I published a story in my annual report wherein I showed that to a Bandiwala, I supported him with, I think, 6,000 rupees, and he is regularly earning 400 rupees per day.
So per month, that would be 12, 12,000.
12,000.
12,000.
Okay?
12,000.
And I gave him only 6,000.
Right.
And the story behind that case was probably, I think, at least a couple of months back, I saw him still on the road, though I am not in touch with him on a regular basis. On a AC Guard Road, I stopped by to go to a bank. When I returned from the bank and starting my car, I noted that just in front of my car there is a Bandiwala who is selling the boiled chickpeas.
Yeah.
He pulled those chickpeas from his gunny bag, which might not be more than 3-4 kgs. Then I saw him from his cycle. There was a bag hanging to it. He brought some very rough, raw pieces of wood.
Of
Wood.
wood.
I was just watching what he's going to do. He put those pieces of wood as a fuel to burn to warm this chicken piece.
Okay.
And he did not buy those wood pieces. He picked up from the road. At that time, I had a thought. In fact, I had chickpeas from him. 10 rupees, oh, kuch diya mujhe. I noted that on and off he was able to sell to 1%, 2%. Then I had a thought, if I can provide him one tray of water bottles, okay, we might get at the cost of 6 rupees the smallest one, and the printed value is 7 rupees, I think. So, and then from there he can make a rotation. So I thought I'll provide him one tray or 2 trays of water bottle free of cost, and once he start getting money, he can buy on his own and can
Continue that
expand his business
Yes.
from chana to water also. Because when I went to the second time, I could not find him.
Okay.
Next to his bandi, there was another one who was selling watermelon. I asked him what happened, and he was very, very old, feeble man. I asked him what happened to this man. He said, "Sir, 3 दिन से वो नहीं आ रहा. He's not coming since last 3-4 days." I said, "Do you have his number? I can contact him." No, sir, he don't have mobile phone. Why, is something important? I said, no, I just want to see him. He said, you just wait and watch my watermelon. I'll go and bring him. He went down the line. He brought him to me and I had a discussion. I said, it seems you were selling chickpeas and now you're not coming since last 3 days. हाँ sir, नहीं आ रहा हूँ. What happened? Sir, मैं मेरी वाइफ घर पे रहते हैं. I had a son, he works for a mechanic, but he never supports us. But I used to sell chickpeas, generally 50 to 60 rupees, sometimes 100 rupees I earn. And that is good enough for me to have one meal, 2 meal.
per day.
I've been doing since last
Hmm.
many months, he said. Then why you have stopped? He said, my sales gone down
Right.
and I was not able to take the profit. But I need 50 to 100 rupees per day.
Hmm.
So my principal amount has come down.
In a sense?
That means he should have money to buy 5 kgs of chickpeas.
Right.
Now, since he started using this money for his daily life,
Hmm.
now he don't have enough money to buy 5 kgs of chickpeas
To run the business.
to run the business. So he stopped doing anything.
Okay.
I said, how much you need? He said, maybe 2,000, 2,500.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, I said, immediately I said, I'll give you 2,500, you start do your business from tomorrow.
Hmm.
He said, नहीं सर ये बिजनेस कल से नहीं चलेगा.
अच्छा.
Why नहीं चलेगा? Because कल से रमजान शुरू है
अच्छा.
and in Ramadan people won't come to buy my chickpeas.
Hmm.
Then what will you do for 1 month? सर मैं पाइनएप्पल बेचता हूँ. Do you have any experience selling pineapple? कहाँ से खरीदते हैं कहाँ से खरीदते हैं? I know that sir. Every year in the month of Ramadan, I stop my chickpeas. I buy only pineapple and sell pineapple.
Okay. Right.
कहाँ से लेते हो? मौजनाई मार्केट से. कितने में आता है? 30 to 35 rupees. बेचते कितने में हो? 60 rupees. बिक जाता है? हाँ बिक जाता है. Okay. I said, how much now for pineapple? Sir, 3,000. I gave him 3,000 immediately.
Okay.
I said, only one promise. Don't use for your daily expenses. If there's need, I'll come back to you again. Believe me, I started going to him. I just gave 1 day gap. The second, after alternate day, I went there. He didn't realize that who is standing in front of his pineapple bandi.
Right.
I said, मुझे एक pineapple चाहिए 60 रुपए दो. I gave him 60
हाँ.
rupees. He packed one pineapple and gave to me. I said, सुबह से कितने बेचे? Then he raised his hand. Why you are asking?
Right. Yeah.
Then he expressed happiness.
Hmm.
He said, I didn't earn that much money after selling chickpeas the way I am earning now.
With pineapple.
He said, in the last 3 days, since the beginning of Ramadan, I earned 250 rupees per day. So now you are happy? No, sir. I am confident by the time it comes to the end of Ramadan, it will definitely go 400 rupees. And he touched 400 rupees per day. I gave practical example to many people that nowadays, summer, for example, you might see several people who are just selling water,
Yeah.
right? Limu pani. What is
Coconut
that?
water. Anything.
Not even there is lemon there. They just put some masala,
Hmm.
and there are enough people who are drinking there. Whenever I see such business, I used to stop by. What is your cost? What is your material? How much you earn?
Okay.
Invariably, the simplest answer is everybody earns more than 250 rupees per day. 250 means after whatever expense they have.
Profits.
G.
Sir, so these are my learnings from the two things that you told right now. That NGOs get a lot of donations, but it's not like you're just throwing money and expecting society to improve. In fact, since I'm in a BBA course, it's quite like you're working as a unit to maximize your efficiency in some way, to maximize your output. You're not taking extremely high risks, but you're trying to make sure that every single rupee you spend is coming to positive use. Do you have a short list of things in your system and processes as your team or in general in your process that help ensure that your reporting is transparent, that your actions are working towards a single goal and there's lesser corruption?
Yeah, because the only worry that I have in running the operations, even though we moved from year 1 to year 13, from 13 lakhs to almost 10 crores, the only fear or the worry is there is no donor who is called as a committed donor. I mean, nobody will say that I am giving money, say for example, for 100 students for next 5 years.
Okay.
No,
No.
I don't have such donors. There are few donors who are repeatedly supporting us since last maybe 5 years, 6 years.
Okay.
But it does not mean that every donor is a repeated donor. But that is the only fear I have. Today, if I spend 3.61 crores on tuition fee, does it mean that I have 3.6 crores for next year?
No.
Answer is no. No.
Okay.
I just have to pray, work hard, meet people, expand my network to make sure that the students who have been enrolled already, they should not stop their education just because they will not get any financial support.
The points that you mentioned right now are recurring donations, right? So building trust with your donors, sending an annual report every year about how much you've worked and how many people you've helped helps them build the trust between you and your donors, and they might actually come back and pay you more. Part of building that trust is also having a reliable team to be able to provide that performance every single year. Do you look for a shared vision? I mean, like they're here for helping other people. Because if they're here for monetary benefit, I don't think they'll stay very long. By working
Yeah,
together.
that is okay. One of the demand in helping hands, even for me and even by the donors, is what next after Shaukat Mirza. Just share with you, I don't draw any salary from here.
Okay.
And people say that is a bad example I have created here. So now somebody who's coming, who wants to come, uh, in an unwritten way, I set an example that if you work here, you are not going to get any salary.
Salary.
So that is a bad example I set by working in helping hands for last 13, 14 years, 14 hours per day. But to be frank, in the last 2-3 years, I really tried my best with all my networks in order to find somebody suitable next to me, equal to me, on a paid basis and payment on par with market. Not that you are working for NGOs who will get a less salary. No, nothing like that. I could not succeed. And people who are into this type of culture and responsibilities, they advised me that it will not be an easy thing to get a ready-made person like you to help you, but it will be much easier for you if you can groom one among your staff members to the extent that if time comes, he or she should be able to put the foot in your sandal, something like that. For example, right now the summer program is going on. We are busy since morning 9 a.m. and just now the camp must have been over, and we conduct a quiz every day. There are more than 120 papers. So they'll bring those papers here.
Okay.
They will evaluate, get the results finalized, and be ready for tomorrow morning.
The results come tomorrow morning.
Yes. So, and they are staying here.
Yeah.
So that is their dedication, that is their
Right.
enthusiasm that we have created. So,
Sir, overall, it was an amazing conversation, sir. We spoke about finance, we spoke about hiring, we spoke about your operations and your drive towards this thing. Now, I'd like a small but grand finale to this podcast. So, I'm going to ask you like 5 personal questions. They're going to be pretty fun and something the audience would enjoy.
no problem.
So, the big question is, sir, what's your favorite dessert? Yeah,
Ajmeri Khalaghan.
Kalakan.
Khalaghan.
I understood that.
Acha. There are two types of Khalaghan.
Okay.
One is called the white one, which is very common. The other one is Ajmeri Khalaghan.
Okay.
And second choice, I can say any sweet, any dessert from Dadu's.
Point. Yeah, point. If you had to describe it to a child, the enjoyment that comes from the Kalakan, how would you describe it? Try your best, sir.
I will offer him, then ask him, how do you enjoy it?
Okay.
And automatically that will come out. I've been enjoying since my childhood with this particular dessert.
Okay. Sir, you're rearing children towards maturity through education. As a child, what do you remember to be one of the bitter moments in your education as a child?
Yeah.
The first thing that comes to your mind,
Yeah.
a bitter moment.
Yeah, I have gone through tough times. Yes, I said so. If you are from Hyderabad and if you know where Abbots is, my school was at Abbots.
Okay.
and my house used to be maybe 800 or 1 kilometer from this place.
Okay.
That is interior into the old city. The bus ticket used to be 10 paise one way. And many a times I walked from my school
Back
to my home
Okay.
to save 10 paise. Or with that 10 paise, I used to drink a juice at Nayapal bus stand. Now that is all demolished, nothing is there.
Okay.
But at that time, there used to be multiple juice bandis, carbonated, non-carbonated, like that, fresh or etc. etc. During summer, particularly, it gives
Makes
you
sense,
a
yeah.
lot of chill.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy that a lot. So that is the value of temperature for me.
In a way, you kind of answered both of my questions. I was going to ask you what a bitter moment and a sweet moment from your childhood. So now combining these two, what is your advice to children who are maturing towards adulthood and facing bittersweet moments during their life? What is your advice to help them find purpose, like you did, in a way that you're working without a salary, but day and night towards something?
My tool and advice to the present day children will be there is no shortcut to a success. You have to work hard, and work hard and work hard. Unfortunately, since I've been going through kids of these types, they do not have a goal, they do not have an objective. Today is the third day of my summer camp. There are 120 students who are attending this camp, and I asked many students, why you have come to this camp? The answer was, my friends asked me to come, so I came. This is a very, very unfortunate answer. In fact, partly the schools are responsible, partly parents are responsible. NGO is far ahead because in what way I am connecting to the students on day-to-day basis. So the student is either in the school or at home.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a term they don't even come as the school kid. The parents come to us. Okay, so we hardly have any touch with the students. So if there is something going wrong, I blame either the schools or the parents or both. That is an unfortunate thing.
Right.
So since last 2 years particularly, we started working on 9 class students. Periodically we call them, we provide tuitions to them so that we can meet very often. So once the admissions gets over, the school will start probably in July. We do offer free tuitions to a select batch of students, so that the intention is not just to provide tuition, so that we can be in touch with them to help them to establish their goal and objective for next 2 years time at least. What they have to do means our common topic is what next after SSC.
Expand their horizons.
Yeah, means
somewhere.
for a student who is living beyond Abbots, it's meaningless to discuss what next after SSC. But that is my hot topic in this part of the city because they don't have any idea what to do. They feel still today, in spite of working very closely since last 13 years, they still feel that what next after SSC means there are only 3 options. 1, buy PC, बहुत competition hai, we cannot do that, so you don't opt. 2, MPC, it is very tough, I cannot study maths, so I cannot do that. The only thing remains is CEC, so I will go with CEC. So beyond these 3 options, neither the parents nor the students have any idea where the world is going, what more we have to learn, even if they have to choose CEC, what are the options they can have within CEC, and if they don't want to become an engineer, what more options they could have in MPC, even if they cannot become a doctor, what more options they could have in BPC, no idea. And if they have some idea, they don't like it. For example, nursing courses, they don't like it. Paramedical courses, they don't like it. Means for them, either to be a medical doctor or nothing. So this is the mindset, and we have been trying to work on this. So my simple advice to any student is, canvas is very big. You can do anything in any field. I don't believe that medical is something extraordinary, next is engineering, and next is something else. No. I believe that even doing PhD in Hindi might get lots of options as compared to a person who has done MBBS or engineering. I don't believe that, because if I don't have a English literature masters or PhD, I will not be having a good English teacher. If I don't have a good English teacher, I cannot even study science or maths or social studies. So it all, to what extent you are good in the subject, no matter whatever the subject. If you are good and excellent, the world will fall on your foot. You don't have to go anywhere else. That is my simple advice to the students.
Okay, one more question, because I came to your event and someone from the audience mentioned duplication as a problem with your finances. Something about a beneficiary taking funds from two different NGOs. Could you explain that a bit?
In Hyderabad, I'll explain in two ways: in Hyderabad, outside Hyderabad, and we are working both.
In both,
We are
yes.
working in Hyderabad. They are also working outside Hyderabad.
All the way to Lucknow.
So the objection raised was, when I said I'm working in UP, he said there are multiple organizations who are working in UP. So how do you know that if they get support from somebody else and you are also supporting? So it is a duplication. At Helping Hands, duplication never happened.
Okay.
The reason being, we never pay to either a student or to a parent or to any beneficiary.
Okay.
I can say that 19.5% payments goes to the service provider. I mean, it might be a school, it might be a college, it might be a bookshop, it might be a hospital, it might be a pharmacy, but it will never go to the individual's account.
Right.
And we get the original receipt from that. If I don't take the original receipt, then the beneficiary might go to another donor and show that, sir, मैं उधार लेकर ये पैसे दिया था, मुझे वापस करना है, so please help me. And there are people who might help. So that is the reason that we don't even leave the original receipt with the beneficiary.
Right.
Since we made the payment, we get the. So there is no way that there is a duplication of Helping Hands. One thing. Outside Hyderabad, even outside Hyderabad, our payment goes to the school or to the college or to the hospital or to the pharmacy.
Right.
Simple. No way. Now, there is a possibility. Okay, he might have taken some money in cash from Mr. Pranav and I paid it to the college, to the hospital. So the money paid by Pranav is a bonus for the beneficiary.
Right.
At least my money has not got wasted.
Yeah.
But maybe Pranav, in a good faith, he paid him cash because he saw some good reason, good logic. So he paid it. Even it is not loss for Helping Hands, but we have a column in our form. They have to answer if you are getting any support from anybody else.
Makes sense.
There's no hard reaction. The only reason is we need to understand what is the need, what somebody else is helping, and to what way we can help. That's the simple reason. Maybe most of the time we don't get any support. Okay? By chance, if we come to know that he or she was also getting support from Pranav or somebody else, that beneficiary is blacklisted. Not only with us, we also inform to the other donor that your beneficiary has done this thing. We found maybe one or two beneficiaries of this type so far, where the other donor will also blacklist him,
Blacklist.
and he will not get support. And this will be told to him when he will be filling the form itself. That if you get the support, please write it.
Right.
If you don't get it, it's okay. If you get nothing wrong, you mention it. But tomorrow, if you come to know, there might be some harsh reaction. So in last 12, 13 years, we do not have such problem at all. Simple reason is we pay directly to the service provider.
That was my last question. Okay.
Thank you.
We're done.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. That's nice. Thank you, sir. So we'll end with your words. We still have miles and miles before we go to sleep. Right? Thank you, sir. Thank
Thanks
you
a
for
lot.
the thought.